Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD, and it's time for game number 2 at the GameCon Plantronics Grand Finals. This is going to be between Check6ver and Vialhawk. Give it up for these guys. They've made it so far in this tournament, and with the first game now out of the bag and out of the way, we have Check6ver taking a victory over Hawk in stunning fashion, I have to say. You know, I was looking back at that game, and the play from both players was just incredible. It was very, very high level. Obviously, these players are top masters in whatever division they're playing in. I mean, forget the division, they're top masters in the regions they're playing in. And so, an incredible game by both these players, but I honestly felt like Hawk had that game won, but Check6ver started to use the map so aggressively and so wisely, and he was all over the map. He was dropping, picking off key buildings. He was nuclear missiling his way to victory. I mean, oh god, those nuclear missiles were really one of the key reasons, I have to say, as to why Check6ver actually won that game. And just moving onward from there, I feel like Check6ver just used the map so intelligently. Despite losing 3 pushes in a row, it was just keeping at it. He didn't give up. He never raised a white flag and said, I surrender. No, he kept attacking, pushing a victory down, or I would say pushing a defeat down the throat of Vialhawk, and you know, defeat tastes bitter. So Check6ver now very happy with that win. And indeed, probably his team Check6 very happy as well. No doubt they are watching this game in some form or another. Maybe they're watching this broadcast right now with you guys who are tuning in live on Twitch TV. If you guys aren't watching it on Twitch, and you guys are probably watching it on YouTube. So at some point or another, you know, big up here from me to Check6 for coming off with the victory in game 1. But it's time for game 2. And we do have Metalopolis as the map, a great map for Zerg as long as there's no close spawn. And of course, most players now playing the MLG or IPL versions, which has that supply depot at the front door to prevent the bunker pylon harass, but also eliminating the close spawn out of these maps. So I think that this is actually a favorable position for either player, in fact, with the spawning close by air, because this actually gives an opportunity for Check6ver to go ahead and go straight into dropships, open one barracks, one factory, one starport, start to elevator some marines right into the main, elevator Hellions, even go straight into a Banshee as well. And all of that is extremely powerful as an opening on a map with a close spawn by air. So look for Check6ver to do that, but at the same time, this map with the spawn locations as they are has the potential to go into a long game for the Zerg player, because the players can start taking expansions all over the map away from the direction of their opponent. So yeah, I'm hoping to see another macro game, but you know, a quick one wouldn't be out of the question either. Check6ver here gonna go ahead and go straight into command center after that first factory. Interesting. So he is going to do the 1 barracks, 1 factory into expansion. Certainly a little unique build there. And he's going to go ahead and secure that, and we'll see if he's going to opt to go for a siege tank, or if he's going to open up with a little bit of Hellion harass. The factory is going to lift off and swap right onto the reactor core that was produced from the barracks, so we are going to have some Hellions coming out of that factory. And meanwhile, a nice little supply depot wall here from Ver. While it is vulnerable to Baneling busts, you know, it's so much more nicer to not have to funnel your units through a little small choke point, because I can tell you, it's annoying to have to do that as a Terran or a Protoss, especially when you're dealing with Muto harass and you got to be at 2 places at once. But the triple supply depot wall, it offers you a little bit of protection without the drawback of having to, you know, narrowly funnel your units through that little choke area. So it has a little bit of cons and pros of both walls, but Ver is looking very strong right now. He has that factory pumping out Hellions, in fact, with 3 Hellions already on the map. Wow, those Hellions, where did they come from? So they are possibly going to go for a run around here, but Hawk with a very good defense. Look at that. It's a wall of biological forces, including the Queen herself, that is going to prevent those Hellions from even getting close to the drone line. And as soon as that Spinecrawler was up, Hawk decided to retreat to keep the Queen alive as well. So phenomenal, wow, I can't even say that word, phenomenal play from both these players so far. No mistakes that I've caught You know, nothing like a Nexus just having a bunch of Chrono Boosted energy, as we saw in one of the previous games. And I'm not saying he was bad or anything, guys. I'm sure he was just, you know, maybe under pressure. It might have even been his build. I really don't know. If it was, it certainly wasn't the most efficient. But yeah, Ver here has got the map control right now with those Hellions. Doesn't have Blue Flame though, and I wonder if he's going to operate some Blue Flame upgrades inside this tech lab once it goes up. But for now, yeah, no Blue Flame upgrade. That Zergling will confirm it as well. In fact, those 3 Zerglings will confirm it. So 75 minerals for a confirmation of the upgrade on those Hellions. Which, you know, is important because Hawk now knows he doesn't need to get a Roach Warren. He can just stick with normal forces. Doesn't have to go with Roaches. However, we do have an elevator of Hellions from the low ground right over Rob's guns. Once again, man, this guy, he gets business, man. So there are some Hellions that are going to go ahead to elevator right into the main here. And, oh, Hawk! Does he have... Well, most of his drones actually ran away to the natural, so good skirting maneuver by Hawk, and he's not going to lose too many drones. In fact, some of the drones getting a little bloodthirsty there. A revenge for all the fallen drones that we've seen in StarCraft 2 that just get burnt by Hellions. So those drones exacting a little bit of revenge for the millions and millions of drones that have died. But yeah, these Hellions are... I don't think they're going to be able to do too much. Without the Blue Flame upgrade, they can't really get too feisty. These Speedlings, in fact, could end up killing them pretty easily. And I wonder if Ver's just going to leave those Hellions there. And more importantly, is Hawk going to leave those Hellions there? It looks like he doesn't even care. Huh, curious play. Oh no, those drones! Oh, thank goodness those drones were running perpendicular to the Hellions and not parallel with them. And Ver here gonna, lose one of his Hellions. So, you know, a little bit of a mistake right there. First mistake I've really seen this game. But, you know, those are bound to happen. StarCraft 2 is not a game you can play perfectly. And that's the beauty of it, really. So... we do have... Oh! Well, that was kind of cool. Did you guys see that flame? It was like being picked up. The Hellion was being picked up as it shot the flames out, and the flames like kind of dissipated in the air, and that was kind of cool. But we do have a third hatchery now coming up at the 5 o'clock location for Hawk. The creep spread could definitely use some work here. Wow, he's got a lot of energy saved up on that queen, but a very dismal amount of creep spreading. And you know, that highway, it's so important. There's a reason why our government uses our tax dollars, or at least I hope they do, investing in highway infrastructure. So I hope Hawk gets with the program here and starts to make some creep. That's going to be so important to connect the third and the Nat, as well as start to build creep down this road towards the Terran. But he does have Mutalisks now on the way. Looks like we have 6. And over at the Terran player's base, what does he have brewing in the background? A dropship is coming in here, but those Mutalisks could possibly intercept, and they will intercept the dropship before it even gets a couple Marines out. Oh, about 3 coming out there, and the dropship falls out in outer space, or whatever this is, the area between the buildings. But they are going to go down, and Hawk here, give him the go-ahead, picks off the SCV building the turret, could kill off a couple more SCVs as well, but decides to kill off a turret. Interesting choice right there. I feel like, you know, killing off the SCVs would have been a much better use of those mutas. So, you know, with those 6 mutas coming out, I think they've already justified their costs. They don't necessarily need to do more damage, although more would be nice, but they've already justified their costs by killing off a dropship full of forces. And of course, preventing Ver from even going for dropships any further at this point, because they're just going to be picked off by Mutalisks almost ASAP. So we do have some Lings that have raided their way around the backside of Ver's planetary fortress here, doing a little bit of good damage. Ver scrambling to get some Marines, and he finally dispatches of those Zerglings after those Marines were just, I don't know, they were just walking with their helmets and visors down. They apparently didn't see the Lings around them, but they are going to go down. Oh, some Mutalisks dancing right into the main and natural to do some damage. I wonder if they got any tank kills. That would have been huge if they did. Unfortunately, I missed that, but you know, this series so far has been very action-packed, and I'm excited to see that. You know, any game that just has a lot of action, of course, is a pleasure to watch and cast. But on top of that, this is a grand finals, guys, and I would not expect any less. So, oh, Hawk is moving in here. He's got a big flock of Mutalisks once again. Just almost one-shots that missile turret. He can actually pick off the supply depot as well at will. Ver with not even a response. He's not even stimming any of his forces. In fact, his response to the Mutalisks here is a move out of the majority of the Terran player army with all those tanks, all those Marines. And he is going to try to establish a position here, and that will force the Mutalisks away for defensive purposes. However, Hawk has gotten some creep spreaded, so that means that Ver will not be able to push any further than this line right here. As soon as the tanks see the creep, that's like a red stop sign. They do not go past that point for safety reasons. Oh my god, the tanks are exposed to the Mutalisks, and Hawk runs in here. He's going to decimate the tank numbers, and he picks off 2, turning them into a hulk of scrap. Only 1 tank remaining now. Devastating blow to Ver's push, and oh no, Ver is going to get surrounded despite the stutter set micro. He cannot fight that army, and Hawk is just going to push forward on on full cylinders here, and he's just gonna make his way right into the main. There is not a proper wall up at the front here. It looks like a discombobulated Sim City here with just holes everywhere. Oh my god, somebody called a plumbing company, and all of those SCVs trying to repair the only unit, the only structure that was providing anti-air, the bunker, but the Banelings running in there to take that out, and these SCVs are being hunted by Banelings, but a Planetary Fortress, the Planetary Fortress just saved those SCVs' lives at the very last second. So Ver, thank God he built a planetary there, otherwise he would just have lost over like 30 SCVs in one foul blow. But he did keep the SCVs alive. In fact, let's go ahead and pull up that workers tab. Very even right now. The Zerg obviously has killed a lot more workers, but it's still considerably even. Hawk here is going to engage with the majority of his Mutalisks against those Marines. I'm not sure I agree with that. But he's got a lot of Lings running in here into the natural as well, and as soon as Ver saw those Lings, he was like, screw it, I'm over it. So we actually have a 1-1 tie situation here in the Gamecom Plantronics finals. Exciting stuff is brewing here, guys, and it can honestly go either way, so I'm not going to keep you guys holding any much longer. Without further ado, let's just move right into Game 3 and see what happens in this best of 5 grand finals.